Good evening and welcome. And a special welcome to Veronica and Celine there in Carlow in in Ireland. Such a joy to have you come and join us and log in. And to those who've not logged in, you're welcome also. Here at the monastery, we've been really blessed since yesterday when a dear friend, a brother Buddhist, came to join us for respite till tomorrow. And he brought with him a beautiful gift for Brother Rob for his birthday, which he's allowed me share some of the words with you this evening. And it's the wisdom of compassion, stories of remarkable encounters and timeless insights from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And I've read some of it earlier on, and they are absolutely heart-touching. So we'll be guided by Spirit to read them if we have to, and also some favourite prayers chosen by people from all walks of life, compiled by Deborah Cassidy. So to begin, let us just be still. Be still in the presence of love, because our God, Goddess is love. So as we relax and kick off our shoes or sandals or our stillies, as they say today, let us just imagine that we are placing our sacred feet on this sacred earth, an earth that is infused by the love of the Supreme and blessed by Mother Earth. And that energy is free to us. So let us now connect with the energies of the landscape, the cathedral of God and Mother Earth. Just take a deep breath and hold it, and now relax. And as we breathe in again, hold it, and as we breathe out, release any tension, tiredness, anxiety or weariness to Mother Earth. And allow the elementals, the nature spirits, Brother Sun and Sister Moon, the Tree Devas, the messengers of God, the Ascended Masters, and all the great ones who've gone before us, and the great ones who will come and guide us. And we dedicate the coming 30 minutes for global unity and peace, and a reawakening in the hearts of all God's children, a respect for this sacred earth. Just be yourself now. Be still. Give yourself permission to just fall into the arms of the Beloved. And whoever your spiritual deity is or your teachers are, invite them, invoke them to come. For in the eyes of my God, our God, labels do not come into discussion. Labels are man-made. When God created you and me, He didn't say you're a Catholic Christian, you're a Buddhist, you're a Hindu. No, He left that to us to choose. So in the eyes of God, we are all one family. And yet, how much discord and strife there is, even within the Christian family, the Buddhist and Hindu and Sikh family, and the Muslim family. There is so much strife, and often it's rooted on control, power, and a manipulation of the teachings of the God who loves us. I'm going to read one of the prayers, if I may. O Father, give the Spirit power to climb to the fountain of all light and be purified. Break through the mists of the earth, the weight of the clod. Shine forth in splendor, thou that art calm weather and quiet resting place for the faithful souls. To see thee is the end and the beginning. Thou carriest us, and thou dost go before. Thou art the journey and the journey's end. And that's by Boethius, the year 480 to 524 when he lived. And Martin Israel shares this with us. Let the healing grace of your love, O Lord, so transform me that I may play my part in the transfiguration of the world from a place of suffering, death, and corruption to a realm of infinite light, joy, and love. Make me so obedient to your Spirit that my life may become a place of living prayer and a witness to your unfailing presence. Oh, wow. Make me so obedient to your Spirit that my life may become a place of living prayer and a witness to your unfailing presence. Those words are not only powerful words, they are an invitation from the Spirit of God, from the Spirit of our ancestors, to evaluate how we live our life. Let us breathe in the essence and the energy of that last sentence. Our life is a living prayer. Indeed it is. Feel the love. Embrace the love. And allow the Spirit of the four winds anoint us as you and I gather here in the presence of love, to be touched, to be reclaimed, to be made whole, and to be that vortex of light shining brightly in a beautiful world where many have lost their way through greed, selfishness, disquiet, disorder. And we are not afraid because we are armed with the precious gift of faith in a loving God, Goddess. Relax now. And sense the peace here. It is not a peace this earth and world fully understands or comprehends, because it is a peace that is of spirit. And it comes from within, from the temples of grace within us. It flows through every pore of our being. It sets on fire wherever we go, and it leaves a trail of love, compassion, and joy. Reclaim who you are. Become the person you were ordained to be. A radiant light in an ocean of love, drawing many back to their source. And now for the words from His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, a beautiful spiritual man. And he says this: genuine compassion is based not on our own projections and expectations, but rather on the rights of the other, irrespective of whether another person is a close friend or an enemy, or as long as that person wishes for peace and happiness and wishes to overcome suffering. Then on that basis, we develop a genuine concern for his or her problem. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. Practice compassion. But what is compassion? What does your heart tell you about compassion? In the large cities of the world, it's very difficult to find compassion. It's only when you leave the cities and you enter the small towns and villages where you're more than likely to experience compassion. Maybe you will disagree with that, but I've found since I left the large city of Manchester here in the UK, where I spent many years as a nursing monk and training as a nurse in a large state teaching hospital in Manchester. Yes, it was a close-knit community because Lancashire people are salt of the earth. But it's not until you move out and away from that and come to a place like this, a small village, where you can really see compassion in action. Our final reading, well, I think it's our final reading, but again, we're prompted by Spirit. And the theme is God's people for God's purposes. And there's a one-liner here that really does challenge. The Lord called me from the womb. The Lord called you from the womb. Some readers may assume that the author was speaking about himself and his task as God's prophet to the people of Israel. Others will insist that Israel, as God's chosen people, was God's servant to the nations. As we read these words, in the light of the New Testament revelation, we see Christ projected through this remarkable prophecy, an amazing picture of the Messiah whom God was to send to his people. He truly was sent by God. The Lord called him from the womb. He experienced periods of great sorrow when his message and ministry were rejected. I have labored in vain, he revealed to Israel, that he was to be a light to the nations, that God's salvation may reach to the ends of the earth. The message of the prophet, as presumptuous as it sounds, could also be applied to each one of us. We too are called. We are called from the womb. We are all chosen. And we are his servants. We will often meet with defeat in our efforts to carry out God's purposes, especially in our communities and our world. But we are commanded to keep the faith, to keep witnessing to the faith, and to leave the consequences in God's hands. And there's a lovely little prayer. O Lord, I need your grace to keep on believing, to hold firmly to the glorious gospel of my salvation, and to dedicate daily my life to thanksgiving and praises, even as I serve you in the process of serving your children about me. Amen. So let us now come and join me in our monastery garden, where I have been really busy today doing a lot of weeding and planting new seeds, nasturtiums, sweet William, sweet peas, a host of seeds. And that's what we've been doing to prepare for the coming months in the garden, and also keeping an eye on the broad beans that we planted, and weeding, getting those weeds out that stifle new growth and give the soil a good earthing by troweling it over. I can see you now coming to the monastery gate. As I down tools and take off my gardening gloves, especially where the nettles are, we come and we embrace one another. Just visualize that embrace over the monastery gate. There's great excitement. There's joy in my heart at meeting you, my spiritual brother and sister, and welcoming you home to this oasis of love. And we find a shady spot in the garden where we're not going to be disturbed by those who come into the garden just to sit and pray, or to admire the beautiful statues to Kuan Yin, to Magdalena, to Mother Mary, to Francis, and to Tara, the teardrop of the Buddha. We find that special place down near our little pet cemetery, and we both sit there in silence. But we are supporting one another through brotherly and sisterly love. It is a beautiful day. It is quiet. It's serene. It's around 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. Everywhere is quiet. And you can see that the sun is shining brightly through the rays coming through the trees. Embrace the stillness. Embrace the peace of this healing sanctuary dedicated to God and Mother Earth, in recognition for what they have done here. And now that we are alone, let us just invite, invoke, and call upon the divine to come to us and to minister to us as we sit waiting patiently for that healing touch of Mother Earth and Father, Mother God. And we breathe in nice, slow, non-labored breaths. And in our out breaths, we release love to one another, where we both feel safe and protected. And now we can hear a gentle rustling of feet walking on the carpet of leaves in the monastery garden. And there before us is our beloved, the Cosmic Christ, who has come with Magdalena, Kuan Yin, Mother Earth, and Mother Mary. And Jesus, the Cosmic Christ, stands before you and me, and we notice something spectacular. It's as if someone has switched on two amazing, powerful spotlights, for his eyes have become translucent, and they are leading us to that beautiful place of love. He's inviting us through these eyes of love to embrace our inner sanctum, a holy place wherein the divine lives within us. He asks, can he sit between us? And of course we say yes. He takes you by your hand and me by my hand. And the moment he does that, there is an electrical surge of love, radiating up our arms, up into our mind, into our head center, releasing all negativity, all negative mindsets are being flushed out of our being, down through our body and out through our feet to Mother Earth, who's recycling all of that negative energy and bringing back a positive energy. And we can sense the presence of God, where there is now no language, no words other than silence. Just be aware of this surge of healing energy from the Cosmic Christ. Embrace it now. It is safe. It is respectful. It is all-encompassing, and it's enriched with the compassion of the beloved. And you hear the words of Christ, "Be still, my soul. Be still, my soul. For I am with you. I am in you. I am all around you." And all is well. And the gift of produce and all the new seedlings and all the plants and all the beautiful things we do to share with others is now receiving a special blessing. And we notice our hands are on fire. Our healing sacred hands are being reclaimed by the light. So whatever we touch, whether we're pouring a glass of water, we have to re-energize it. If we're touching the earth, we are bringing to it a blessing and also learning to receive a blessing. If we touch a packet of seeds, they are re-energized so that the germination process is quick and that the seeds are protected. So whatever we use our hands for, they will bring a powerful energy that will reclaim it for the light. Be aware that you are not only safe, but that you are loved. That you are loved for who you are, not for what you do or what you have done, but that you are loved as a co-creator of God. And that you are respected and valued by Mother Earth, the nature spirits, the elementals and divas, and the angels and archangels recognize in you that you are an ambassador of peace. Embrace that peace. And now become that peace. And now allow your life to become a living prayer. A prayer of love, of gratitude and compassion. Amen. And we close with a beautiful prayer from the Book of Favorite Prayers. And this prayer is by Julian Freeman Atwood, a Himalayan and an Antarctic mountaineer. Out of the gloom a voice said unto me, "Smile and be happy. Things could be worse." So I smiled and was happy. And behold, things did get worse. I am from the time to time in less than comfortable situations, as in storms at night, and the thought of this prayer or poem has always made me smile. I pray our time together this evening has been a time for you to allow your heart breathe again and to smile, to smile. So thank you for giving up your evening to join me, and may the Lord bless you and keep you. Namaste, Shalom, Inshallah, Pax et Bonum, OmShanti, Solo di Caritas, Salam Alaikum, and may the peace of all that is sacred to you reawaken your heart to the I Am presence of God within and all around you. And sleep well. Sleep well in the peace of all that there is. God bless. And until we meet again, just remember this, that you are loved, not for what you do for God, but more importantly loved for allowing yourself to be still and to receive the blessing, the benediction from God.